Here we are. We should be streaming. I'll check this for us, Shelley. And Deb Plu, thanks for joining us for our second week of our launch information. We are now 1 week into Scale for Women, Sales Confidence and Leadership Excellence. And I hope that all of you that are joining here, we've got over 100 people in the group now, which is amazing. You are inviting your friends and your women that you really want to grow with. This is about building your confidence and leadership excellence. And so when we put this group together, Shelley and I, you've heard probably every day now that we've been on, we want to add value to you. And so just giving you an opportunity every single Thursday now, all the way up until October the 27th, because that's a big day for us. That's the day before we launch our live Scale for Women event. That's the exciting part. We are having a live event this year in Bloomington, Indiana, October 28th and 29th at the Graduate Hotel. And we wanted to share details with you about why this is so important and just how we want to show up to pour into you. We all go to these conferences, and yet we know this community can really value growing together, networking together, being in the room together. Wherever you live, be in this room. You don't want to miss this. Shelley?
That's right. Well, there are only 50 seats available for this event. Melanie and I decided we wanted to create an environment that was big enough to allow for some great connecting, networking, and developing relationships, and small enough that we feel like we want this to be kind of an exclusive thing. Not exclusive as in who we allow in, but exclusive in the way that it matters. That this is something we don't want to have a huge room and nobody can get to know anyone else, and everybody just kind of rambles around. And if you come with one of your friends or coworkers, someone on your team, maybe you bring your team. That we want there to be a lot of interaction and be able to brainstorm as we're going through the 3 areas that we're going to be teaching on in this intensive masterclass. So we are excited about it. We're excited about building new relationships and meeting people in person that maybe we don't know yet, that see the value in working with other women to develop and scale their businesses, and specifically in sales, because this is an area where there are a lot of commercial conferences out there, a lot of trainings out there, but we haven't found one that was run by women for women in sales, in small business ownership. Because if you own a business, you're selling and building teams. And how do we do that? And how do we do it not just get bigger, but do it faster and more efficiently with less stress, less headaches, and have more fun doing it? I mean, my goodness, we want to have fun building our businesses, and that's missing, I think, a lot today.
Mm-hmm. And I think something we learned this week. So we put the 4-day challenge together. If you've been following this, today was day 3. The workbook is downloadable and it is in the group here under the file section. So it's not too late. You can jump in there and join us. But I think one of the great things, Shelley, that we talked about yesterday was somebody said, hey, it's not just about scaling tremendously to duplicate yourself. It's also understanding how to scale back, how to repivot, how to come back to the foundation and start your business from a real foundational level so that you can get clear on what you need to do. Sometimes we're just going so hard that we're not really doing any of the right things. We're just doing a lot of stuff.
Right. We get really busy, but we don't seem to be very effective.
Yes.
and,
Yes.
and that's frustrating, and we don't even understand why. And so that's part of the master class, because the 3 areas that we're going to be focused on are mindset of a champion, of a rock star salesperson, sales leader, building my teams, building my business, and how to always be elevating our mindset. And then the second part is why. What is our why? What are we operating from? What is it that is driving us internally? And so part of the workshop, the masterclass, is going to be doing a YOS assessment, which is Melanie's wheelhouse.
Mhm.
She is a certified YOS, not just practitioner, she is also a team leader within the Y organization.
Yep.
And then we're also going to be talking about connecting through communication, through understanding ourselves and others. And we're going to be utilizing the Maxwell disc method. And we're specifically going to be using the sales leaders assessment of disc. And so I'm really excited about that because that's my wheelhouse. I'm a certified disc consultant with Maxwell Leadership. And there's nothing I love better than sales, because I know this is a place where we can shine, where our feminine energy attributes really allow us to blossom and grow. And on top of that, we can get paid exactly what we're worth by what we're willing to invest in ourselves.
Mhm. Most of us have grown up in an era, if you're of our age, right? So if you're in your midlife, you have gone into companies where you may have been mentored or fostered or trained by men, right? So nothing wrong with that at all.
Mhm.
They just come at things differently. And so when you're trying to build your business, we need to do things differently. We need to think about things differently. We need to nurture our business differently. We need to be able to have validation and give ourselves permission to do things that we're really strong in, that
Mhm.
that some people are threatened by, and the other gender, I'll just say this, they get threatened by our assertive personalities because it's our natural gift. And so knowing how to use that for your sales funnels, for your sales leadership, to be able to develop yourself and not be afraid to step into that and think that you have to play this imposter syndrome in developing what you really see for your life. Everybody has access to this. Let's get it straight and let's get it right and let's have fun doing it.
Mm. And then let's put it into practice, and let's celebrate each other as our businesses grow. There's one of the things, and I have led some large sales teams within a dominant carrier within the supplemental insurance market. I'll just say that. And I was coached by male higher ups, right? And I was chastised because I was too family oriented with my team, or I was too um I wasn't being hard enough on them. And I'm thinking, wow, this is, and I challenged it because I got to tell you, I am a challenger. My why is challenge. Melanie and I are cut from the exact same cloth. And I challenged that because that didn't feel good to me. I didn't like it having done to me. I can't lead from a position of um, title and out of fear. That doesn't work for me. And so I challenged it. I bucked the system, and I grew huge teams that were wildly successful. Several years, I had 3 of the top 10 associates in the state on my team. And I know why. It was because I led them and coached them out of the characteristics of really good caring and candor led leadership, which are female attributes, excuse me, not female, feminine attributes. Because feminine and masculine energy are not based on gender, they're based on characteristics. And so I don't want to confuse that. And we do need a balance. I mean, there are times when the masculine energy attributes have to come out. And, but when we understand what those are and how they fit in with our drive, our why, and our personality style and behaviors, oh my goodness, it just like pops the lid off of things. So this is why we're so excited about holding this masterclass and helping 50 women to take everything to the next level. Because this doesn't just apply to your business, it applies to every area of your life.
Mhm. It does. It applies to every other area of your life. And that's why we wanted to really push this off right now, because it's July and we know October is going to be here before you know it. We really wanted to do something this year. We see this as a quarterly event, a quarterly live event. And so we decided that 50 women was the right number. And we really know that that's in our heart. We really want to serve 50 women. So if you are thinking about something that you want to grow into this year, if you are ready to, make a commitment to say, what do my goals look like? And can I get ready for October so that I can be really ready to put a plan together for the last quarter of the year to go into 2023 and just
Right.
explode your business. If you're ready to grow your team, if you're ready, if you have a team right now and you're like, hey, I just need some strategies, that's what this group is about, because we're going to start offering masterminds and some other things that we'll talk about here in a second. But we really want to dive in and help you. We know that sometimes you don't have a safe place to go. And there are a lot of groups on Facebook. There's a lot of groups on LinkedIn. There's a lot of noise out there. But if you know Shelly and I, our heart is to serve you. It's to serve you first. That's why we're here. That's why we've put this whole company together, so that we can make sure what we're doing is in tune with what you need.
That's a great point, and I want to actually speak into that. Melanie and I are not just throwing something together here because we thought, oh, this is a way that we can do something one time. We have formed a legal partnership, and we have put the money and the time into putting together this company, Scale for Women LLP, the right way. Just like we coach our clients every day. We want to be solid and be doing this for a long time to continue to grow the community, grow women, and watch everyone thrive. So, this is a big deal for us. This is not a one and done for us.
No, and that's why we want the right women in here. So if you have, if you are in a company, so you're in a corporate company structure and you have sales teams or women sales leaders within your organization, invite them to this group, invite them to the trainings. We want to see you thrive. We want to help you figure out, the little mouse in the room, the elephant in the room that nobody will talk about. But if you come into an environment that is neutral and we can kind of help talk through some of those situations, it may help provide clarity for your teams, for people that are in your work cultures that really need to hear this. And so, I keep saying like, hey, just give us a try. Give us a try
Mhm,
and tell us what you are needing, what you are
mhm.
searching for. We want to interview you. We're calling this the Scale for Women podcast. But we want to know what you are doing to be successful. We're going to bring in some great thought leaders. If you heard yesterday, we've partnered with Stephanie Ellis from Travel Girl Travel Agency, because we know that when we support each other wherever we go, she is the one that really speaks to our heart and is going to support every single one of you for questions, for ideas, for, hopes and dreams that you want to make a plan to go somewhere. She's the one that'll take care of you. And so we felt really passionate about making that right decision for this group.
Absolutely. And Deb Blue is online with us here. And Deb, I'm going to put you on the spot for a minute because you and I have known each other now for about 7 years, I think,
I think so.
and have worked together on boards. We have served each other on boards and under each other on boards, and just, have gotten to know each other on a personal level as well. And you've known Melanie now for a few years, 3, I think, is when Melanie joined up with Abo, and that's how the 3 of us know each other, is through a women's business organization. Imagine that.
Shock.
But can you kind of speak into, because you've done DISC through me, you've done Y through Melanie, and you've heard us both talk about mindset. So I would really like to kind of get your input on what you see the value is in this type of a masterclass.
Well, speaking of masterclasses, masterminds, I've done one of those with you too and enjoyed that. So I think the value of organizations for me, is quality in, quality out. So if I bring in quality thought leaders, quality training, I'm a better producer. I'm a better business person. And I'm going to back up to something you said last week, and you planted a seed. And I've known you 7 years. And this was one of the most impactful things that you told me in the last 2 weeks is it's not work-life balance, it's work-life integration.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been a significant mind shift for me over the last couple of weeks, so that my work and my life are not in conflict. They're integrated. So that's just one of those seeds that you planted, and it just keeps coming back every day to me. So the value I find in relationships are those kind of things that make it goosebumps. Yes, I get goosebumps every time I think about it. And I realize I've done this wrong for the majority of my life. And now I'm going to make it right. So thank you.
Oh my gosh, I literally got goosebumps.
Oh, that's
We love
awesome.
those.
Oh, me too. When I think about
We
it,
love it when, and
I've spent years banging my head against the wall, trying to do everything on one side and then separate my personal life. And it was the wrong process for me personally, for my personality. So I'm making amends on that every day. Thank you.
and just, being in the room, that was significant. I mean, you don't know when you're going to get the next nugget
Yes.
that is going to be transformational.
Yes.
And that's why it's so important to be in the room.
Yep.
Yep.
You can hear it a million times, and yet the time that you hear it, right, it's that seed that was planted, and then it gets watered,
Yeah.
and then it gets watered, and then you go, that's how I need to apply this. This is how I need to pivot. I will tell you, I was raised in corporate America, banking, fundraising, medical device sales, and leadership in those capacities. And all of the times that I was thinking about, like, watching people around me, how do they balance their life? Like, I felt women were giving 1,000 hours a day, and men were going to play golf. They were developing relationships on the golf course. And yet we could do that. It was just different, the time that I was raised in that environment. And so I look at, the things that for people that are in medical device sales that are in this group, it is a struggle for us to be able to be heard as women. And so developing your belief in yourself, your confidence, your leadership excellence, so that you can speak at the table when you get to that table. And you're not afraid to say, look, this is the way that I see things. And these are the things that can be improved in the organization and for customers, right? That's
Yeah.
what you have to understand. And so not everybody comes at it the same way. And that's why the why and the DISC are so important. Yet, if you carry this with you and you have a belief that things can be better and you want to improve and you want to scale your group, your team, your company, yourself to be able to have more access and visibility to the things that you're doing that you love, it should be integration. There shouldn't be a separation if I have to leave this at work and then come home and do things this way. People feel, I've heard this so many times over the last several years through COVID, this imposter syndrome that, well, if I start something, I can't tell my people at work that I'm doing this because they won't appreciate it. They will hold a judgment against me because I'm doing something, on the side. If you're in this position and you're working at a corporate job and you're starting something as a side hustle, give it your all. Don't hide that fact. Tell people, do something that you love so that you can integrate it. Do not feel like you have to go back into work and not say anything about what you're doing or what you love to do or how you're thriving, because that doesn't help you as a person. That creates too much fear about the loss and not being able to gain perspective. So I just want to speak into that because I think it's so important. A lot of my clients are figuring that out right now. And I'm like, choose something where you can thrive, right? And maybe you just consider your full-time job a kind of a temporary
A
transition
bridge.
for you. It is a bridge.
Mhm.
But don't feel like you have to depend on that. You're going to build your business so that that can be your life.
And I'm gonna speak into this too, because one of the things that I used to tell when I was still actively growing teams within the insurance industry, I would I would have people telling me I was doing things wrong. And I had a manager. He wasn't a manager, he was a leader, and he honestly led with compassion and empathy and was very much about people. And two things he said to me that I will never forget. And one goes back to something my dad had taught me when I started my first business when I was 24. And Tom would say, the team that focuses on its people first will always produce the numbers. So be more worried and focused on your people than numbers. You
Mhm.
have to know your numbers and you've got to, track it. I mean, we can't just throw that completely out. Can't throw the baby out with the bathwater, as they say. But if your focus is on your people and growing your people and helping them succeed, your numbers will be there. And the other thing he said to me was, Shelley, because he knew I was butting up against the higher ups when it came to how I led my teams. And he said, Shelley, if you hit your numbers and exceed them, they will leave you alone. So that was a big thing for me. It's like, all right, I'm going to go do my thing and we're going to lead it this way and we're going to build people this way. And we did. We exceeded numbers and they left me alone. So
Mhm.
I think that's a lesson in that. And finally, because we're running out of time here,
Yep.
these are things Melanie and I have been doing the sales thing for a lot of years.
Time.
And we are ready to pour into it. Doesn't matter how seasoned you are in sales and sales leadership. We are ready to pour into you and to have you collaborate with each other and with us. Because guess what? We know we still have things to learn too. So we hope that you will join us. Go to www.scaleforwomen.com. Look at the different things that are on there, the live event, membership groups, all the cool stuff we have coming up. Pretty soon, I think we're going to have some of our own swag. Oh, okay. Wrap it up, Mel.
And it's pink for
Oh,
us.
yeah. It's pink.
So we are excited. We're going to host these every Thursday because we have new people that may hop on here that are registering on all different platforms. We've got a group and a page on LinkedIn. So if you're on LinkedIn, go to our page and like us and comment and share and just get people to join. And then
Oh,
of course, in this Facebook group, this is where we're going to pour in to add value to. This is where the masterminds are coming. This is where a lot of the postings are going to start so we can share your business opportunities with everybody that's continuing to join this group. So thank you for
our
being a part of this.
YouTube
Yes.
channel.
Yes, our YouTube channel. So our YouTube channel, please like that, share that, make comments on it.
Subscribe, hit the little
Subscribe.
bell.
Get notifications every time we do a training, every time we do a live, we put that on YouTube. So this is going to go on YouTube as well. And we just want to make sure you have all the information so that you can gain value and also share this with people that will gain value from it.
Thank you, Deb, for letting me put you on the spot.
Thank you,
Yes.
ladies. And I just want to say, I love what you're doing. I love you personally, and I can't wait to see what comes of this.
Oh, we love you.
Yes.
Thank you, Deb. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. And
Thank
let us
you.
know in the group what your thoughts are if you have any questions. And day 4 for Scale Be Visible, day 4 for the 4-day challenge is tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Eastern. So join us live on Zoom or join us in the Facebook group, and we will see you tomorrow.
Bye. Peace.
Bye.